This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Preface. Entranced by the scientific discoveries of his day, Benjamin Franklin sometimes regretted having been born too soon. He missed the happiness of knowing what will be known 100 years hence. By then, there would be discoveries made of which we have at present no conception. He was right about that, but we may be permitted a small regret of our own for having been born too late to enjoy his company. We can never catch the warmth of his smile, the tone of his voice, the little gestures, the radiant presence that drew people to him wherever he went. Fortunately, he has made it possible for us to know the man behind that presence better than most of those who enjoyed it could have. Franklin can reach us in writing that speaks with a clarity given to few in any language at any time, and writing was his favored mode of communication. We can read his mail, and we can read an astonishing amount of everything else he wrote. He has helped us by saving many of the letters he received, and people liked him enough to save many of the letters he wrote to them. He left us an autobiography that recounts his first 52 years of public and private life, and in his remaining 32 years, he was so closely involved in the great events of the time that the public archives of England, France, and the United States are full of papers from his pen. He began life as a printer, first as an apprentice to his brother James, who ran a newspaper in Boston, and then on his own in Philadelphia, where he filled his newspaper with many of his own writings, and every year published an almanac, Poor Richard's Almanac, which he enlivened with the homespun proverbs for which he still remembered. Later, when he was too busy with public affairs to publish his own things, he kept writing books and pamphlets and newspaper articles for others to publish. So there is a lot of paper still around with Franklin's name on it. For the past 50 years, scholars have been collecting every surviving scrap of it from all over the world, and it will eventually fill 46 or more printed volumes of the papers of Benjamin Franklin. Meanwhile, it is all available on one small disc, a product of those inconceivable discoveries he dreamt of. This book exists because of that disc, which enabled me to write it, compelled me to. And the disc itself exists because of the vision of David W. Packard at the Packard Humanities Institute, to whom I am deeply indebted for an advance copy of it. Although Franklin was born nearly 300 years ago, in 1706, few people, past or present, are as accessible as he is on this disc and in these volumes. Is he worth the trouble? Obviously, some of us think so. Otherwise, the disc and volumes would not be here, nor would the hundreds of volumes about Franklin that have been written since his death.